let's go through some of the manager parameters. Okay, so the first parameter I'd like to explain is dynamic port list. Before this, Babu, can you share your screen if you have your machine up?
I didn't start it. Let me start then.
Okay, fine. But meanwhile, I'll explain this. So dynamic port list. Okay, so what happens? Okay, I'll explain. Okay, so I think in one of the classes I had explained. This is extract pump. This is, I would say, my over network. Okay, my replicate here. Extract is writing to the local trails. Pumps reads to the local trail. This is the RMT trail. Okay, so Babu and Bhaskar, if you remember that class, I had explained that extract writes to the local trail, pumps reads to the local trail. Now, does actually pump writes to the RMT trail?
No, server side, we have a process. I don't remember exactly.
Ah, awesome. Very good. That's fine. So in server side, actually what happens is that suppose this is the GoldenGate manager, okay? Manager, okay? So what it does, it will span server collector process. So this manager will open up this kind of a background process, you can say, server collector process, okay? Collector process. So what does this do? This will get the details from the pump and it will reassemble the RMT trail, which will be used by the replicate to read. So actually, in-depth architecture is this one. But normally for simplicity, we normally don't show collector because we hardly can access it. Because I can do info pump, info over replicate. I cannot do info collector. Okay. So that's the reason. Now, manager. So what it does, the manager will I'll say span or trigger or open a new collector process on some port. So this port will be different from the port of the manager. Like if you remember, this is the port of the manager, isn't it? So in this port, only the manager will be up and it will open collector process in different ports. Okay. Now, so normally, if you don't have any firewall issues or any restrictions with respect to port, it will not have any issues here for the collector. But in some cases where your client is in very secure network, where it will not, all the ports are not accessible. So here we define a range, that is dynamic port list, and I'll give some range 7810 till 7815. So I'm opening only 5 ports. So the network folks, they gave me only 5 ports for my GoldenGate. Okay, so this is one of the parameters which is used in the manager. In case if you have a very private open network and where all the ports are not open, if you start your manager, all your process, let me see if I can get it here.
Um, if you want to use, I have started the VM in my machine.
Okay, start the manager also.
Yeah, it's already started. I didn't shut down.
Okay, yeah, please share the screen. Give me the control. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the tab is not working in your system. Not sure why. Anyways, see here, Oracle GoldenGate collector for Oracle. So this is the process which the manager will open up. And we see some more info here. You can see it is dealing with the trail files. So it deals with the reassembling of the trail files, after which the replicate will see here. Manager started collector process as 7820. So this is what a manager does. It will start the collector process. So here in your case, we have just given port. We have not restricted one. So a manager is starting port at 7820, whereas the port is 7809. So it is starting from bit far away, almost to 20 ports away. If you want to restrict that, then you need to add the parameter dynamic resolution port list. Let me ping in the chat room. Okay, let me ping you the post syntax also. So let us try to restrict it. So can you please open for notepad, please? So give any range here. I mean, copy the thing which I gave in the chat room, paste it in the notepad. Or can you please paste that thing I gave in the notepad? Sorry, in the chat room. Babu?
Sorry, I missed that.
I posted in the chat room one statement. Can you please, go copy that and paste in the notepad?
Yeah.
Okay, now here you give your own uh, range here. Are you, if you're fine with this range, then just copy paste in the manager param file.
I think we are fine, right?
Okay, now copy this, edit the mgr file, param file, yeah. Paste it below this, yeah. All right, save it, exit. Now, normally, let me ask you now, what will you do for the parameter to take in effect?
We need to restart the process, right?
To restart, exactly. In manager, you have an option to refresh. So just type refresh mgr. Yep, enter. All right. Now just a second. Okay, so refresh has started now. So let me start the incoming pumps from the other server. Okay, let's wait for some time for it to show the output. Meanwhile, I will move on to the next parameter. One second. Okay, so now we have another parameter, that is auto start. All right, so this parameter auto. So what does this do? Auto start, parameter. Now, if you have uh, noticed, like every time when we are starting the batch, you have to start the manager and then start the process manually, isn't it? So for this to happen automatically, we have a parameter called as auto start. So what this will do, auto start, whenever the manager starts, right, it will start all the processes along with it. So let me show you that. Just type auto start er start. Er means extract and replicate. Or if you want to start only extract, you need to type extract here. Normally we give both because we need to start everything in that home, right? Er space start. Save it, refresh mgr. Okay, so you can see manager parameter file is updated. I'm just trying to see. Okay, see here. The manager collector process started at 7823. So what range you had given? 7820 to 7830. So it started in between that range. Okay, that's the output I was expecting for. Now let me stop everything. Now for example, everything, suppose the server was down. Okay, so when the server is down, everything will be down, right? Now this manager is also down. Now Babu, can you please start the manager? No, I mean, I exited from the Fujiji SCI prompt, so you need to log in back. Now start MGR. See, if you see here, all the process are trying to start now. So that is the work of auto start. And this will only happen when manager is stopped, and when manager is started back, only at that time it will work. Once only. Is that okay? Clear this one? Okay, the next parameter is auto restart. Now what does this do? Auto restart, for example, okay, let's see where this pump is going. Okay, it's going to this home only. So now to make it fail, okay, I am just writing the wrong port info. Okay, so now it will append. Okay, so now it is appended with, for example, TCP IP error or something else. Okay, so normally, for example, you have such a case where the target is down or target manager is not there and all, it's not up. So in that case, the pump will fail. And now, for example, the target team had some patching activities, so their server was not available. So due to that, your pump has failed. But now they're like the patching took around an hour, for example, and now the server is back up. So once it is back up, you have to manually come and start the pump. And if you forget, then the pump will be stopped only until your alerting and all catches. So to face to solve such situations, we have another parameter, auto restart. What this will do, the work of this is like whenever any process is, I mean, failed or abandoned, it will try to restart it. That's it. Okay, can you please paste this in the notepad for me, Babu? I gave in the chat room. Okay, yeah. So here, I mean, my aim is to start both replicate also, not even extract. So I gave here ER star. Okay, so what I'm telling here that it is retrying 3 times, okay, in total 60 minutes. So no, for example, first time it failed, so it will try to retry. Okay, so in one retry, it will try, but it did not start. So it will wait for 5 minutes more. Again, it will try. So that is retry number two. Again, it did not start. So it will again wait for 5 minutes. Then again it will try. So the third time it will try and it will stop. So around 5 minutes means three times it has tried. So around like approximate 15 minutes it tried to start the process, then it just stopped. And after 60 minutes, that is after an hour, it will again check, okay, is that down? Again it will follow that cycle. So retries is the one number of times it will try to restart within this limit, because the reset minute, it it means that the retries will be again set to 0, right? So again it will retry, and wait minutes means is the time or the pause between the retries. Is that okay? Clear? Any doubt in this thing? These are very standard and basic ones actually. So I gave refresh minute as one. Oh, I gave a wrong. We gave a wrong parameter, so it was appended. Okay, so let's wait for a minute or so, and then we can see that output of go retry, because this pump and this for replicate, we have three appended here, so it will try to restart them. Any doubt up till now, Babu? Anything? Okay, fine. So now let me go ahead with the other parameters. The very famous one is purge all extract, which we have to use actually. So let me paste it in the chat room. Please copy this output in the notepad, please. This one. Thank you. So here you need to give the trail file path and all. For example, let me, if we check the pumps here, okay, so how is the structure? It is one folder, and after folder you have the file, right? Star dot star. So this is one parameter where what I'm telling the manager is that use checkpoint. Okay, now I'm telling purge old extract and giving the path and all, and I wrote use checkpoint. So this is the path for the trails, okay? And use checkpoint means what? For example, use checkpoint means it will check the checkpoint of all the pump or replicate which are accessing these trails before cleaning. For example, if you have one extract and two pumps, and one pump is stopped and another is up, the thing is, some trails are, for example, now 100 trails are there, and the one pump has read almost all the trail, but other pump has read only 50 trails. So manager here, it cannot delete all the trails here, because the checkpoint of one of the process, from that it understood that some of the trail files are still required. So that is why this use checkpoint is very, very important. You need to always keep it. So this will ensure that no trail is deleted accidentally, which is required for any process. And here we have a lot of options: min keep files, min keep hours, min keep minutes, min keep days. We have all those things. So it's up to you how much you have the storage space. You can use it that way. You also have a parameter no checkpoint, no use checkpoint. But in that case, it will not wait for all the process to process the trails. But that I have not seen in production. Only the use checkpoint is used. So if you see here, there are around 13 trails, 6 trails, 5 trails, right? Even for the replicate, if you check 11 trails, 20 trails, and all. For example, okay, sorry, you so around it is 8 to 8k kbs, right? And in this, let me see if I can show you the retry thing. Okay, we have to wait some time for that to take place. Size is still 8 to 8 only. Okay, so let's wait. Are you following until now?
That's right.
Okay, thank you. And also, never ever touch the trails outside GoldenGate. If you do that, then there can be chances of manager not working as expected. So please never do that. Fire this statement also, please. Pinging in the chat room. Directly fire it. Okay, so it has taken it correctly. So that's fine. Is Bhaskar left?
See, I joined from Babu's machine. Some
Okay, okay,
connected
okay.
to my home, and I was disconnected for a while, and I came back.
Okay, okay, well, not an issue. Okay, great. So these are the four frequently used ones, okay? So I just wanted to show you. After this, we'll stop. So now you see the size has changed. Are you able to see this? Earlier it was 828K, the size of the trail files. Now it is almost half, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's check the one second. See here, Oracle GoldenGate Manager, Purge old extract, use checkpoint. So it has started to purge, and that is how the some free space has opened up. This is very very important. If you don't do this, your I would say the file system where you are storing the trails, it will be exhausted. Following it? Okay, so that is the output I was waiting for actually. Okay, let me open the report file also. Before that, what was the pump for which I had changed the parameter? 1 second. It was this pump. So now, can you see here? For this pump, look at the timestamp here. Look at from here, 11:23. It's almost every 2 minutes you're seeing the report file being generated. The reason why is because of the auto restart. So whenever a process is abandoned or it is started back, a new report file will be generated every time. Okay, so for example, now if I correct my, sorry, not the manager. So that's the thing actually. So once the target server comes back live, or normally it for this one TCP IP, I mean errors, but this is very common thing. So for example, when the target was down, the pump will keep on trying to retry it. And so that's the thing. So once the target is brought up, and at that point, if the pumps is retried, then it will start again. So that the parameter is handy for us. Is it okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts up till now? In fact, I mean, you are there in the team, right? Just try to do this
Yeah.
one. View param mgr. once you get access. This is a
Yeah, it is.
very standard one, but you'll have more
Just
parameters
the
there.
extra
Like,
part is that ER అంటే
sorry.
extract process start there is. No, no,
Okay.
nothing. You can.
Any doubt? Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine, guys. So, any put out here up till now? Then we'll stop.
Oh, we are fine.
Okay, man. Great.